He got one.
Oh, he needed that one.
Okay, nice going, Billy Buck.
That puts him up to 321, so he's down by 4.
Templeton not playing today, right?
Right.
And Hernandez has 2 hits at Shea Stadium at this moment. I'll vote for that. Jack and Milo and 80, huh? Oh, thank you.
Boy,
if we can have this much fun working together with a loser, we'll have a ball if we ever get a winner. All right. Here are the happy totals for the winning Chicago Cubs. Another 1-run win for the Cubs, by the way. 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, 8 men left on. Krukow, the winner, he's now 10 and 15. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 9 men left on. The loser, Blyleven, 8 and 13. Time of the game, 2 hours and 31 minutes. The paid attendance, 10,305. Total in the park, 10,740. Paid attendance-wise, the Cubs drew 1,206,776. Average of 13,879 per date out here. And Milo, the Cubs have now won what? 6 out of their last 7 ball games.
And what about Bill Connell on this homestand? 2 wins and a save. That was his first save. But boy, did DeJesus make a play.
He really did.
Man, oh man. But what a way to finish it, and what a treat for these fans. And they're still hanging around down here.
They don't like to let loose of the season, even a losing season. These Cub fans, well, being a Cub fan's a way of life. We've always said that. It's not simply a position to take. It's a way of life. And so the Chicago Cubs today have won, what, their 63rd ball game. There's no way they're going to lose any hundreds. People were talking about that possibility a little while back.
That just went out the window.
We can stop worrying about that now.
With 7 games left. Well, I'll tell you, you had to find some bright spots. These kids on this homestand played their hearts out trying to impress somebody. And I think there are 2 or 3 of them who did. And if you would have a mind to carry 3 catchers next year, O'Berry has made it then, because you don't use a 3rd catcher that much. Tracy, a couple of hits. Caudle.
And Arnie, in typical fashion, this is the perfect way to finish, is saying on the intercom, come on, guys, get out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Back with a final word right after this. Our next televised game will be between the Chicago Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates Friday night. Our telecast begins at 6:30. Our cast was directed by Arnie Harris. Our assistant director has been Joe Corneo. Our sports editor, Jack Rosenberg. The Cubs won the ball game 3-2. Highlights on the news at 9. This has been a WGN Television 9 sports presentation.
Oh, well, it still is here. The Pittsburgh Pirates are officially eliminated from the race in the National League East thanks to our Cubs, and the Montreal Expos are in first place thanks to a victory over the Philadelphia Phillies. Montreal led 2-1 before Chris Spire hit a line shot to center field. Gary Maddox lost it in the sun, shades of the playoff 2 years ago. 2 runs scored on this play to give the Expos a 4-1 lead in the 6th inning. At Wrigley Field, Mick Kelleher delivered the key blow in that game.
There's a well-hit ball by the Munch. It's in the gap. It's going to go all the way to the vines out there. And here come 2 runs in for the Chicago Cubs as Tracy and O'Berry both race across the plate on Kelleher's triple.
And it was 3-1 at that point, and Pirate manager Chuck Tanner was boiling. It's the end of a frustrating year for the Pirates. Chuck let out all of his frustrations on the umpiring crew. Then John Miller was ejected too, and he showered the field with batting helmets and bats. The Cubs went on to win the final home game of 1980 by a score of 3-2. Bill Buckner had 1 hit. He trails Gary Templeton by 4 points in the batting race. Here's the Montreal score.
Hi, everybody. Baseball, Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. Cubs against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Not too much going on in the game, but a lot more than a lot of people realize, perhaps, when you start to really look at it. Will Bill Buckner win the batting title? Will the Cubs win their 65th game of the year? Will the Pittsburgh Pirates' Omar Marino come anywhere near 100 stolen bases this year? Will some of those kids give us a lot of hope for next year? Will Doug Capilla, the young lefty, who wants this game worse than he ever... Welcome. A lot of scores in baseball and football, of course, to report. We'll be right on top of them. So if you leave your channel where it is right now, you are going to be really well supplied with a lot of important information this afternoon, plus the highly entertaining Major League Baseball that the Cubs and the Pirates can provide. I'm Jack Brickhouse, along with Milo Hamilton. Lou Boudreau will be along a little bit later on. And here are the batting orders now as we go to the Cubs and the Pirates at Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. For the Cubs, Carlos Lezcano in center field, Jesus Figueroa in left field, Bill Buckner at first base, Jim Tracy in right, Bill Hayes catching, Mike Tyson at second, Steve Dillard at third, Kelleher short, Capilla pitch, and we'll give you the Pirates batting order. But right now it looks like we're going to have our national anthem. Right, the Pirates are on the field. Hernandez, for example, would have to go 5 for 5 to catch him. And Templeton would have to go 5 for 5 to have a chance to catch him. 326 hitter, 4 for 9 in the series, including a home run the last time up yesterday when he got 3 hits. 10 homers for the year for Billy Buck, 69 RBIs.
And the manager, Joey Malfitano, left it up to Billy Buck whether he was going to play today or not. He says he's come this far on his own. It's up to him. In essence, Buckner managed himself today.
Well, I can believe Buckner would make that decision too. There's a ground ball left to second. It is gobbled by Berra. That'll be no base hit. And the Cubs have a base runner now with Jim Tracy at bat.
Fouled out of play over to the left side. It'd be 324-7.
Yeah.
Could not figure in anything. High fly ball, shallow right. Buckner's going to be 0 for 2 as Bill Robinson catches that one.
Good. Lou and Milo and yours truly, and to some extent even Arnie, are out in front taking those bows. We're the ones whose names you hear or see. Jack Rosenberg, for example. But behind the scenes are some of the greatest people in all of television. And they work and they work and they work in order for you folks to get this picture day after day and night after night in a very, very professional manner, in a real top-grade manner. And I think that most everyone agrees that the WGN television crew is the #1 crew in sports coverage in this country.
No doubt about it.
So,
amen.
On this final day, then, I'm going to start listing some names, men, every once in a while here. Right now, Lezcano, here's the story now. If he gets a base hit here, if he gets 1 for 3, he's hitting almost 326 again, 325.8. If he goes hitless here, his average will be 324. So it's almost a 2-point swing on a base hit here. At the moment, Hernandez is hitting 321. Foul ball, close. Close. Billy Buck will be our guest following the ball game.
Player of the year in the National League.
Fly ball, left field. That is taken out there by Lee Lacy. And Buckner's out to retire the side. No run.
It's been a pleasure. I only hope that our viewers and listeners have enjoyed it just 1/4 as much as I have enjoyed working with you gentlemen.
Well, I think one of the greatest moves we ever made, Milo, was when we were able to get a clause in Boudreau's contract that he's not allowed to tout any horses to a member of the WGN sports department.
You know, I'm going to sign a contract to myself the same way. Save some money. Top base runner in the league. He takes off, doesn't look. He just goes as fast as he can towards second base, makes the slide headlong, but only a great throw by Hayes enables Kelleher to put the tag on him.
Boy, right on the spot, wasn't it?
That's the 33rd time he's been shot down. He has stolen successfully 96.
And going to his right, this is the most difficult play for a second baseman. It's right over the pitcher's head. Tyson on the move, on the run, fields it. Fortunately, he gets it on the one hop. And he touches second base just to get a little extra leverage on the throw. So
Steve Buckner. 0 for 3. Got on base once, got on base on an error in the first inning. If he gets a hit, he should be the batting champion. There's a bunt, and it is going to be close. He is out at first. Buckner bunted, and Kurt Bevacqua grabbed the ball on one hop and fired, and Billy Buck is out. He was trying to bunt for the base hit. It didn't quite work. Umpire at first, Harry Wendelstedt, saying out, and no quarrel from the Cubs on the call. Bunted it just a little bit too sharply. And of course, it took a true hop on that artificial turf. Bevacqua with a bare hand pickup makes the play at first, and so Buckner is out. That brings up Tracy. And now Milo Buckner is hitting what? 323.5. 323.5. He is 0 for 4 for the day. That means that as Hernandez gets a base hit the next time up at St. Louis, he'll be slightly ahead.
And would have the option of taking himself out of the game.
That's a little high. Ball 2, strike 1. Jim Tracy, the batter. There's a ground ball bouncing out to Law. Look out. This ball game is all over. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. The fastest ball game the Cubs have played this year, probably. Final score, Pirates 1, the Cubs nothing. Back in a moment with a recap on the game. All right, here are the totals now for Pittsburgh. 1 run, 6 hits, 2 errors, and the Pittsburgh Pirates didn't leave all that many on base. They only left 3 on. For the Cubs, no runs, 4 hits, no errors, 4 men left on. Capilla, the loser, 2 and 8. Robinson, the winner, 7 and 10. But credit Doug Capilla with a very fine effort. After all, he only gave up 1 run. And credit Don Robinson with a superb effort. He went the distance for the 3rd time in 23 starts this year. Time of the game, as I read it, about 1 hour and 48 minutes. They don't come much faster than that. And the attendance figure we didn't get is going to be somewhere around 18 or 20,000 people here on this giveaway day. Anyway, we've got Bill Buckner coming up on our 10th inning program, and Milo is on the phone right now to Jim Toomey there in St. Louis. And Milo, anything to report yet? Milo's talking to Jim Toomey. I'll tell you what, we'll be back with a final word right after this. Well, Milo, what did Mr. Toomey at St. Louis have to report?
Hernandez has not batted again. He's still 1 for 2. And he had already heard that Buckner had gone 0 for 4. So it's up to Hernandez now.
It's up to Hernandez, and of course he's not due to go to bat for a little while yet. But while Buckner is on the air with us coming up, it's possible we may get a report, so stay with us. We have Bill Buckner coming up. Milo, thanks for the privilege of being with you this year.
Thanks for a great year.
It's been a super year. If we can have this much fun with a loser, kid, we'll have a ball if we ever beat anybody, huh? Milo Hamilton, one of the great ones, believe me. I'm Jack Brickhouse, and that's it from Pittsburgh for just a moment here. Our participating advertisers in today's game were Miller High Life, Toyota Motor Sales, U-Ball game 1-0. Bill Buckner coming up on the 10th inning. This has been a WGN Television 9 sports presentation.
This is WGN Television Chicago, serving Channel 9 viewers 24 hours a day.
Welcome now to the 10th inning show, brought to you in part by Hernandez. You'll be happy to know, Mr. Buckner, just this minute, Milo's on the phone to St. Louis, just went out. He's 1 for 3 for the day. Now, Hernandez, according to our figures here, at 1 for 3 today, has got to be at 321. And, of course, our pal Buckner is at 323.5, maybe 324. So,
well,
Bill, it looks like you are the batting champion.
Well, if he still goes 2 for 2, he can win it. But
he's 1 for 3 for the day.
Yeah, but if he goes 2 for 2, so that'll be 3 for 5.
Yeah.
And he'd still win it.
Well, if he goes 3 for 5, but what makes you think he's going to bat 5 times down there?
Well, that's not in our control, Jack.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
The man upstairs, and he's the one that's going to decide.
Okay.
I'm just a little upset that.
Now, of course,
I didn't do better today. I would have liked to have gone out in a winning way, but I'm appreciative to the people in Chicago and the fans and my wife, and it's helped me along a lot. And it's been a tough year for the Cubs, but you know, personally, I feel like I'm going to be able to go on strong and play a number of years in Chicago. And if I win this batting title, that was my second gold. The first was to be in the World Series. My second was to win a batting title. Now my third goal will be to be on a pennant team in Chicago.
Well, of course, this does represent your high career-wise. Year before last, you hit 323 for the year. You went to bat 446 times. So, of course, that would have made you eligible that year. But this year, of course, you're well over the 502 plate appearances required. And as I said, it looks like you are going to be the batting champion for 1980. Now, what does it mean to you? Besides the personal satisfaction of being the batting champion, what does a batting championship mean?
Well,
it's financial advantages.
Well, it means a lot to me because I know it means a lot to my family and friends and my teammates. They were, you know, tremendous. They're pulling behind me and, you know, saying their prayers, and it's a nice feeling to know that people care, and I know the people in Chicago were behind me all the way, even at times when I was down a few weeks ago and didn't look like I was going to make it. But they've been tremendous, and I've enjoyed the year tremendously, and I'm happy for my family and all the people associated with the Cubs. And everybody upstairs for all the kind words you've had for me this year, and looking forward to next season and spring training, and everybody have a good winter.
Final word in just a moment. As a token of appreciation.